But it's a class action lawsuit against all machines.
And Corn Pop was a bad dude, and he ran a bunch of bad boys. And I did, and back in those days, you show how things had changed. One of the things you had to use, if you used pomade in your hair, you had to wear a bathing cap. And so he was up on the board, wouldn't listen to me. I said, hey, Esther, you, off the board, or I'll come up and drag you off. Well, he came off, and he said, I'll meet you outside. My car, these were all public housing behind it. My car, there was a gate out here. I parked my car outside the gate. And he said, I'll be waiting for you. He was waiting for 3 guys in straight razors. Not a joke. There was a guy named Bill Wright, Mouse, the only white guy, and he did all the pulls. He was the mechanic. And I said, what am I going to do? He said, come down here in the basement where mechanics, where all the pull filter is. You know the chain, there used to be a chain, there used to be a chain, there used to be a chain, the 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 chain, the chain, the chain, the chain, the chain, there used to be a chain, the 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 chain, when you walk out with that chain. And you walk to the car and say, you may cut me, man, but I'm going to wrap this, cut me, man, but I'm going to wrap this chain around your head. I'm going to wrap this chain around your head. I'm going to wrap this chain around your head. 6 foot length of chain, 6 foot length of chain. There used to be a chain that went across the deep end. And he cut off a 6 foot length of chain. He folded up, he said, you walk out with that chain. And you walk to the car and say, you may cut me, man, but I'm going to wrap this chain around your head. I said, you kidding me? He said, no, if you don't come back. And he was right. So I walked out with the chain. And I walked up to my car. And they had, those days, you used to remember the straight razor, you'd bang them on the curb. You'd bang them on the curb, You'd bang them on the curb, 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 bang 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 them bang 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 them bang them bang them bang them bang them bang them on the curb, bang 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 them bang them on the you'd bang them on the curb, get them rusty, get them rusty, get them rusty, get them rusty, put them in a rain barrel, get them rusty, barrel, get them rusty, rusty. And I looked at him, but I was smart then. I said, first of all, I said, when I tell you to get off the board, you get off the board, and I'll kick you out again, but I shouldn't have called you, Esther Williams. I apologize for that. I apologize, but I didn't know that apology was going to work. He said, you apologize to me? I said, I apologize for that, not for throwing you out, but I apologize for what I said. He said, okay, closed the straight razor, and my heart began to beat again. And by the way, you know, I sit on the stand, and it get hot. I got hairy legs. I got hairy legs. I got hairy legs. Hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. Used to come up and reach in the pool. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down. 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 That turn. I got hairy legs. I got hairy legs. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down, and rub my leg down. Hot, I got hairy legs. The pool and rub my leg down. So it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They'd look at it. So I learned about roaches. 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 So I learned about. So I learned about roaches. Learned about roaches. Roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. Learned about kids jumping on my lap. Learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap.
Look, talk about education. I propose that what we take is those very poor schools, the Title I schools. It's not that they don't want to help. They don't know quite what to do. Play the radio. Make sure the television, the record player on at night. Play the radio. Play the radio. Play the radio. Play the radio. The record player on at night.
That will enhance our underlying effort to accommodate the Russian oligarchs and make sure we take their ill-begotten gains. We're going to accommodate them.
I am not up to the job.
We're going to seize their yachts, their luxury homes, and other ill-begotten gains. We're going to accommodate them. We're going to seize their yachts. We're going to seize their yachts. We're going to seize their yacht. We're going to seize their yachts, their luxury homes, and other ill-begotten gains of Putin's kleptocracy. We're going to seize their yacht, seize their yacht, seize their yacht. The guys who are the guys who are kleptocracy, the guys who are the kleptocracy. Gains, their ill-begotten gains. Take their. We're going to seize their yachts. But these are bad guys.
Let's go, Brandon. I agree. We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by go. You know the thing. But I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
Why attack Sanders? Why
You're getting nervous, man. Nervous, man. Calm down. 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 It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You're getting nervous, man. Calm down. It's okay.
Why attack Sanders?
You're getting nervous, man. Calm down. It's okay.
Why attack Sanders?
You're getting nervous, man. Calm down. Why
Hello, users, and welcome to another episodic installation of the Goddamn. I am here once again, back. I'm here, and I'm queer, motherfucker. So we're here doing a show. We're doing a program today. We're doing a fucking program. And so we're doing a show today. Today is Saturday, June 4th. 2022, the year of our goddamn. So we're here once again to do a program. Today is June 4th, 2022. 2022. Today is the show day, and that's what we're doing. So we're doing the show today. New sunglasses. No, these are the same ones I always use. It's just that they're not on all the way. So we're doing the show today. That's the day that we're doing it. We're doing it today. So I'd like to start today's show off by making a slight announcement. And that is that today on the show, what I'm actually going to be doing is a weekend show. Yeah! So we're doing a weekend program today because it's the weekend. So that's what we're doing on the weekend. That did not function like I thought it would. Let me watch that again. Because it's the weekend. So that's what we're doing on the weekend. My sunglasses, I attempted to throw them on the desk and they got wrapped in my hair and then went backward. So we got a show going on today, doing the program today, because today is the day that we do the program, because today is any day and I do the program any day and every day. So hopefully y'all appreciated the introductory sequence, the sequence of introductions. Did you hear? Bridget Brink is the new U.S. ambassador in Ukraine. U.S.-Ukrainian relationships have come to a new level. That's good to hear. So we got a show going on. Yellow nail polish, that's true. Today is day 5, day 6 of this bullshit. So thank you, Donald James, for noticing. Better late than goddamn never. And so today we got a program lined up. I'm going to be doing a program today. And so I'd like to thank everyone for joining me. I'd like to say thank you to everyone for showing up today, for today's program. It means a lot that people are able to come in here and, well, they're able to, and then they all, not only are they able to, but they're able and willing to come in here and do the program or watch the program. I wish you would do the program for once. I could use a fucking day off. But these motherfuckers, you don't do anything. You just sit there and watch me act like a doofus, like a fucking dummy doofus, like a doofy dummy, a dummy dumb, a dumb doofy doofus. And so, but that's fine. That's all good. I noticed that my view count is going down. That's unfortunate. And so anyway, got a show going on. We're doing a show today. So let's start the show. As we know, this has been a phenomenon that has occurred many times over the last couple of decades. And that is, we've noticed when we check out these companies, these corporations, these folks, these people, these entities, sometimes during June, every once in a while, you see these companies go woke. That's right, folks. Every once in a while, they go woke. And then, I shit you not, 100% of the time, cause and effect, immediately after they go woke, they go broke. As we know, this is, of course, we're going to be talking about the phenomenon known as go woke, go broke. It seems that Pizza Hut is going out of business. They are bankrupt as of this moment because I saw on Twitter that they went woke, and obviously, immediately upon going woke, they went broke. So, Pizza Hut is going bankrupt. I'd like to announce they've gone broke. If you ever wanted to go to Pizza Hut, again, now's the time to do it because they're not going to exist for very much longer. So anyway, Pizza Hut features Drag Kids book for children as young as kindergarten. You might be thinking, what? What? Pizza Hut features a book? It doesn't... I thought... It's Pizza Hut, not Book Hut. Once again, the woke mob has made an assault on American values and democracy and culture. Not only is Pizza Hut serving pizza, but they're serving books that mention drag kids. Pizza Hut's Book It program, reading program, features a book titled Big Wig, which is a story about children who dress in drag and is geared toward kids as young as kindergarten. So once again, I don't know why this is in the news, because Pizza Hut has gone broke. That's the thing. Why even report this in the news? It doesn't matter. They've already gone broke. No one needs to know this because they no longer exist. Does anyone know? I don't know. But anyway, let's read. This is an interesting thing. Pizza Hut is featuring a book about drag kids as one of the books promoted by its Book It reading incentive program aimed at children in pre-kindergarten through 6th grade. The Book It website features a book titled Big Wig and states that the reading is geared toward children in pre-kindergarten through 3rd grade. Big Wig is a picture book that celebrates drag kids, according to a description on the Simon & Schuster website. In the spirit of Julian is a Mermaid, the irresponsible picture book celebrates drag kids, individuality, and self-confidence from the perspective of a fabulous wig, the description states. This is insane. This is insane, folks. We got libs of TikTok being cited as a news source. Again, this is crazy. Pizza Hut. I remember as a kid, I would go to Pizza Hut all the time. I loved Pizza Hut. When I was depressed a couple of years ago, I was ordering Pizza Hut almost every day because they were the only pizza place that would be open at 11 a.m. where I used to live. And so 11 a.m. time to fucking get a pizza, and now they're gone. This is what's insane about the woke mob. They're taking away American values. How long is when was Pizza Hut founded? Let me look this up. June 15th, 1958. Wow. Wow. That's incredible. Nearly 60 years. And they just threw it all away. They threw it all away, folks. Nearly 60 years, well, I guess more than 60 years of Pizza Hut service, and they just throw it away because they wanted to go woke. And as we know, folks, when you go woke, you go broke. It's cause and effect. It's a domino effect. The description adds that the book is about a child who, quote, dresses in drag and competes in a neighborhood costume competition. Now, we can't have that. That's not allowed, as we know. When a child dresses in drag to compete in a neighborhood costume competition, he becomes BB Bedazzle. A key part of BB Bedazzle's ensemble is a wig called Wig. Together, they are an unstoppable drag queen team. But Wig feels inadequate compared to the other bigger wigs. When Wig flies off BB's head, she goes from kid to kid, instilling confidence and inspiring dreams in those... I gotta see. In those who wear her. It continues. The book was promoted as part of Pizza Hut Camp Book It. Program, which runs during the summer. Participants in pre-K to 6th grade can receive a personal pan pizza as a reward for meeting their reading goal, according to a screenshot of an email tweeted by libs of TikTok. I don't know why they're using her stage name when we know her full name. Big Wig is being featured as part of Pride Month, according to the email. Fox News has reached out to Pizza Hut. Are there comments available? Oh, fuck yeah. Yes, there's fucking comments. All right. Folks, I don't know why these people are so upset. Because as we know, when you go woke, you go broke. So what are they crying about? Like, what is it that they could possibly be crying about? It's already over. They went woke. They're broke. It's gone. 60 plus years of Pizza Hut service down the fucking drain. Let's see what the concerned parents have to say. Wow! My daughter... This is from Skin Flintstone. Wow! My daughter who used to work with them clued me in. Her and I are done with them. Like, this is, imagine, like, no joke, though. Like, imagine, like, you are a conservative parent. Like, first of all, imagine eating Pizza Hut. Let's be honest. Like, if you're not 6 years old, Jesus Christ. All right. But, okay, so you're eating Pizza Hut. Presumably, apparently, this person has a daughter. Now, let's assume that this person did not have this child when they were 12 years old, right? And that, you know, they're actually 13 or 14, and they're going to Pizza Hut because they're a child, right? Because we all know conservatives love to, you know, they love 12-year-olds giving birth, right? That's one of their favorite things in the world. But let's assume that that's the case, because why else would a grown adult be eating at Pizza Hut? But imagine, like, this is part of their ritual, right? It's Friday, time to get Pizza Hut! Right? Like, Jesus Christ. Like, that is embarrassing. I don't need anything else to know about that. Never go to or order from Pizza Hut again. And when I say never, I mean never. Well, that's going to be pretty convenient considering they went woke and therefore they went broke. So no one's going to have the opportunity to actually order from Pizza Hut. Even if they change their ways in the future, unacceptable actions of this caliber require permanent, irreversible consequences. That's the only way these companies are going to learn. Huh? What? Anyway, I can read the rest of this, but they went woke, folks. They went woke. Goddamn rip. I might go get some Pizza Hut just for old time's sake before they shut down. That's a shame. Oh, man. I don't think Pizza Hut was ever good. I'm not going to lie. But anyway, hello folks. It's the weekend today. Yeah! So, we're doing a show for today because it's the weekend. And, I'd like to say thank you all for watching the program so far. It's Pride Month. As we know, Pride Month is when every corporation goes woke and then goes broke. So, you know, we're going to have to deal with that. All of our favorite corporations, all of our favorite restaurants, they're all going to go bye-bye any minute now. So, some of these conservative parents' kids are never going to talk to them when they grow up. I hope. Fuck them. Fuck them. I hate Republicans. I hate conservatives. I hate Republicans. Did I see the Biden Elon clip? No, not yet. But I just hate them all. Like, I mean, I say that, and I'm not saying that in like a comedy way. I'm not saying that, oh, you know who I hate? The mailman. You know, I'm not saying it in that fashion. But I mean, like, legitimately, I hate conservatives. Like, I actively wish harm on them. I wish the worst outcome for all of them in every day of their lives. I think they're terrible people. And I hope that they suffer. I hope that their kids never talk to them again. I hope that they wallow in their own sadness based on what they've done to this country. Fuck them. So, anyway, got some water here. Fuck them. We'll talk more about Republicans in a moment, but let's look at Canada. Has anyone ever heard of Canada? I've heard of it a couple times. I'm not even really sure if it exists. But, I heard this news story. And so I went out to check this out. And I surfed the web, is what I really did. I surfed the web. And I found out, one, Canada actually exists. That's insane. But two, certain provinces in Canada are actually pretty cool. Canada trials decriminalizing cocaine, MDMA, and other drugs. Whoa. Canada has announced it will temporarily decriminalize the possession of small amounts of some illicit drugs in British Columbia. So this is just one province, not the entire country. The province asked for the criminal code exemption after overdoses claimed more than 2,000 lives in BC last year. This time-limited 3-year trial is the first of its kind in Canada. So let's be honest. So they're doing a 3-year trial. Let's be real. Chances are it's going to end and they're just going to renew it indefinitely. Let's be real. Adults will be allowed to possess a combined total of 2.5 grams of opioids, cocaine, methamphetamine, and MDMA. While those substances will remain illegal, adults found in possession for personal use will not be arrested, charged, or have their drugs seized. Instead, they will be offered information on available health and social services. They're just giving us some info. That's great. In its request to the federal government last year, BC said it asked for the drug laws exemption in order to remove the shame that often prevents people from reaching out for life-saving help. Federal Minister of Mental Health and Addictions, Carolyn Bennett, said on Tuesday that for too many years, the ideological opposition to harm reduction has cost lives. It's true. That's true. We are doing this to save lives, but also to give people using their drugs their dignity and choices. Vancouver Mayor Kennedy Stewart said the decision marks a fundamental rethinking of drug policy that favors health care over handcuffs. I agree. The Program A will run from 31 January 23 to 31 January 26. Let's be honest, 3 years. They're probably going to get all the info they need in the first 6 months, and then they're just going to renew this indefinitely. There are some exemptions to the scheme, which will not apply to primary and secondary school grounds, childcare facilities, airports, or members of Canada's military. All right. It's unfortunate. I mean, if you're going to spend your life, like literally, theoretically sacrificing your life to defend the country, and you're not allowed to try fucking MDMA, like really? But okay, whatever. BC declared the overdose crisis a public health emergency 5 years ago, and overdose deaths have since reached historic heights in the shadow of COVID-19 pandemic. Over 9,000 people have died of drug overdose in the province since 2016. There have been growing calls for a shift in drug policy towards a public health approach from regions across the country. This has included support for some decriminalization from a number of public health officials, as well as the Canadian Association of Chiefs of Police. Ms. Bennett said the scheme in BC could become a template for other jurisdictions across Canada. In 2020, Oregon became the first U.S. state to drop criminal penalties for possession of some illicit drugs. Everyone moved to Oregon. The state saw a drop in drug arrests, though there has been debate as to whether it has I'm sorry, my dyslexia is kicking me in the face. It's prompted more drug users to seek help for their substance use. Canada legalized the use of recreational cannabis for adults nationwide in 2018. So, I obviously am a proponent of legalizing all drugs. Yes, all drugs, even the bad ones. My opinion, if alcohol is legal, and they advertise it on TV, guess what? Cocaine should be legal and advertised on TV. A lot of people get into these drug habits, right? because they don't know what they're doing. Education is hard to come by. People, maybe they just want to get a high or something. Maybe they're going through a dark period. All of a sudden, they're addicted to fentanyl, right? Illegal drugs also bring about, again, cocaine being laced with fentanyl, right? Meth being laced with fentanyl. Fentanyl, an extremely deadly substance in extremely small doses. People will go, oh, I used to do cocaine back in the 80s. I'm a little, COVID's gotten me down. Let's go get some cocaine and, just speed up the lockdown. Then they get cocaine laced with fentanyl and they die. But if cocaine were legal and you knew what you were buying, that kind of thing would not happen. One of the things that results in a lot of overdose deaths is people, again, being shamed away from the system. If you are addicted to something and you want help and you ask for help and then they go, oh, you're an addict, and they throw you in jail, people aren't going to want to get help, right? But again, this also goes with a lot of these other drugs like MDMA. Do you really need help if you're using MDMA? Let's be honest. I mean, maybe it's possible. But again, my opinion, if we're going to legalize alcohol, if alcohol, one of the most deadly substances in human history, alcohol that kills hundreds of thousands of people every year, if we're going to legalize alcohol, then come on now. If people want to try cocaine, let them try cocaine. Personally, not that interested. But if someone wants to try it, they should be allowed to, because I think adults should be allowed to put whatever they want in their body. If people are allowed to eat sugar, you should be allowed to smoke a cigarette. And if you're allowed to smoke a cigarette, you should be allowed to drink a coffee. And if you're allowed to drink a coffee, you should be allowed to try cocaine. So anyway, I'm in full support of this. This needs to happen all over the world. Drugs are a part of the human experience. We are adults. Again, ban them on school grounds. That's fine. 5-year-olds should not be trying cocaine. That's pretty easy. I think everyone can agree to that. In the same way that 5-year-olds shouldn't be drinking shots of vodka or smoking cigarettes. But with cigarettes and alcohol, and in Canada, cannabis is legal for 18 and over, right? We've decided 18's the cutoff. So the idea that, if you legalize cocaine, then a 6-year-old's going to get it. I mean, okay, well, what about that same thing with alcohol? I don't know, man. So anyway, this is a great thing. This is going to help a lot of people. And if you live in British Columbia, hit me up. So anyway, there you go. Whoops, I pressed the wrong button. I'm out of water. Fuck. Alcohol can be easily produced in a random person's home from legal materials. Drugs cannot. There's a difference between these things. Bodan, you are dead wrong. You are wrong. Pretty much anyone can make any drug. All they need to do is just look up the recipe and how to make them. Hey, I'm not going to admit to any crimes, but making drugs, I mean, it depends what drugs even is. If drugs is anything that's illegal, it's extremely easy to make drugs. You are wrong. I don't know what to tell you. The thing is, right, when people cannot buy drugs legally, they make them at home or they buy them from people who make them at home. And typically, when people make them at home, and they might be just following a random recipe online, they might get the ratio wrong and create a poisonous substance. So that's why it would be way easier to have people that know what they're doing produce these substances, so that way people don't die of a bad batch. Goddamn drugs. God, I love drugs so much. Holy shit. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. Fuck, I love drugs. If cocaine is easily produced at home, why is there smuggling of it between countries? Because of drug laws. A lot of people mass produce substances in areas where either they've bribed police not to go against them, or, they cheap real estate, cheap labor, Like a lot of the drug trade, really, it boils down to like people holding you at gunpoint, paying you nothing essentially to mass manufacture these drugs. Because it's easy for them to do so. They bribe the cops. They just employ basically slave labor to mass manufacture drugs, and then they reap all the profits. So yes, that's why there's drug smuggling. And also, yeah, gangs being the ones that control drug trade, not so good. I'd rather go to a medical professional to talk about drugs than some guy that's pointing a gun at my fucking face. Mario says, I heard from Trump supporters that Ben campaigned for Hillary. Who the fuck is Ben? What? What the hell are you talking about, dude? Who the fuck is Ben? Let me look for your previous message. Is that your first message in the chat room? Who the fuck is Ben? Shapiro, okay. God damn it, who the fuck is Ben? Alright. I want to play a video from CBS News. CBS News interviewed the mother who, during the Uvalde mass shooting, tried to get through the police line and was brutalized by police. It also seems that she was threatened by police after the incident as well. I want to play this because this is interesting stuff.
School in Uvalde, Texas, to protect her kids. She says that police held her back and handcuffed her as the shooting unfolded. Lilia Luciano has the exclusive interview. Lilia, good morning.
Good morning to you, Anne Marie, and to Vlad. You know, I met with Angeli Gomez yesterday in a field nearby. She's a farm worker. She was telling me that her kids, on the morning of the shooting, had both graduation ceremonies or ceremony at school. She showed up there, but she didn't want to take photos with them. She told me she was embarrassed because she had come straight from work. She was working early that morning, and she was dusty from the field, but her kids told her, Mom, we want to take this photo. She says, you know, I'm so glad I took that photo because it could have been the last one, and it was for many of the parents who lost their children who had been there. Like many parents, after that, she left, she went back to work, back to the field. And within 10 minutes, she received a frantic call from her mom telling her that there was a shooting at the school. So she got in her car and she sped at about 100 miles an hour, she told me, until she finally got here. And this is what she told me after.
100
right away
miles
as
an
I
hour.
parked, U.S. Marshal started coming toward my car saying that I wasn't allowed to be parked there. And he said, well, we're going to have to arrest you because you're being very uncooperative. I said, well, you're going to have to arrest me because I'm going in there, and I'm telling you right now, I don't see none of y'all in there. Y'all are standing with snipers, and y'all are far away. If y'all don't go in there, I'm going in there. He immediately put me in cuffs.
She says after Uvalde police officers told marshals to uncuff Gomez, she ran towards the school.
As soon as they uncuffed me, I jumped that first gate fence, and once I jumped it, I went to my son's class, and I knocked on the door, and I remember the teacher saying, I'm like, hey, they're already bulge cutting the fence to get me. She's like, you think we have time to get out? I said, y'all have time. I'm going to run for my other son.
Once she was assured her son was okay, Gomez ran to get her other child, encountering more officers who tried to stop her.
So I start yelling, and I'm being a cooperative, and I'm like, well, y'all aren't doing what are y'all doing? Y'all ain't doing y'all need to be in here. Give me your vest. Somebody give me a vest. Something. I started paying.
So, once again, this is what I said earlier. Like, the cops are obviously beta male cowardly douchebags, right? So at least give the parents who actually care the guns and the vests. Why would they have a monopoly on all the defensive and offensive stuff when they're not doing anything about it? And again, this is what we've been talking about before since the shooting occurred. The police spent more money and resources beating the fucking shit out of parents, pepper spraying some other ones, tasing some other ones, bashing some people into the ground, than they did in any way to try to stop the shooter. And again, why not give her a bulletproof vest? You're not using it. You're not using it. There's like 30 of these fucking douchebag fucking cocksuckers just standing there going like, It's insane.
Attention to how far the shots were being, so that I knew the shooter was all the way still by my first son's class. So when I went to my second son's door, the teacher didn't want to open the door for me. So that's when they started escorting me out. And as I see that they're opening my son's door, I go run for my son and I get him.
With both of her kids out safe, Gomez still can't shake the thought of those who didn't make it.
While you were inside the school, did you see officers
There was
inside
not one
the school?
officer inside the school when I
In
ran
the
to my
areas-
second son's class. There was not one officer.
And you were hearing gunshots, so you knew
You
that
could hear the
it was an
gunshots.
active shooter.
It was still active. The gunshots were still active. They were not in there. There was no one in there. If anything, when I pulled up, my car was closer to the school than where the snipers and everybody that was laying on the ground were.
When you heard that it took law enforcement 75 minutes before they went in and stopped the shooter, what was your thinking, having been inside the school yourself?
I don't know. I was just thinking that they could have saved many more lives. They could have gone into that classroom and maybe 2 or 3 would have been gone, but they could have saved the whole class. They could have done something. Gone through the window, sniped them through the window. I mean, something, but nothing was being done. If anything, they were being more aggressive on us parents that were willing to go in there. And like I told one of the officers, I don't need you to protect me. Get away from me. I don't need your protection. If anything, I need you to go in there with me to go protect my kids. And if anything, they were being more aggressive on us. They were more pertained on keeping us back than getting into that school.
You know, this is her.
And that's the thing about this whole situation. Again, there's video of, you can hear the gunshots and kids screaming. Right now we understand the kids were calling 911 4 or 5 times, begging for help. You can hear gunshots on all the recordings. And as that's happening, they're arresting the parents of these children. A couple of them got pepper sprayed and tased. And some of them got tackled to the ground. And you know when fucking cops do that thing where they tackle you to the ground and they dislocate both of your shoulders and like whip them back, like whoa, whoa, right? Because, you know, why not? They enjoy beating the fucking shit out of innocent people, right? It's insane. This shit is insane. It's fucking crazy. But it gets worse.
Her account is another reflection of just the gaps in communication, those holes that we're trying to fill about the information that was coming in from 911, what the officers outside knew, what the officers inside knew. We know that there were officers inside. That's what law enforcement, Texas Department of Public Safety have told us, that there were officers outside of the classroom in a different area, clearly from where she was. But, you know, it's the frustration of the parents trying to get in is something that's understandable, and of course law enforcement can't just let all the parents go in when there's a shooter inside, clearly. But her energy, just her frustration is what's reverberating across this community at this point. And she also told me that, you know, she's on probation for some charges from about a decade ago, and that she received a call from someone in law enforcement telling her that if she keeps talking to media, or if she, you know, keeps sharing her story, that she might face some kind of violation for obstruction of justice. So she was holding back from sharing her story until now because a judge told her that she was brave and that her probation would be shortened. So that gave her the courage.
They fucking called her after handcuffing her, hurting her, threatening her, and then not helping her save her own kids. They called her not to say, oh, hey, thank you for your bravery. I'm sorry we didn't do anything. They called her to threaten her, saying, we're going to fucking send you back to jail, bitch. Don't say anything. That's insane? That's insane. That is fucking insane. That's insane. And once again, I would like to remind everyone, none of these cops are going to be held accountable. In fact, they're probably going to get promoted. They're probably going to get overtime pay. They're probably going to get raises. They're probably going to get even more money from the budget. They already get $4 million annually, 40% of the budget. That might go up. They're going to get promoted, right? They're going to get medals of hero and freedom, all that fucking stupid bullshit. No one will be held accountable. Meanwhile, the people that actually saved the day are getting threatened, right? Are they going to get a bonus Is that parent who works at the farm who ran in there, drove 100 miles an hour to go save her kids, is she going to get a bonus? Is she going to get a raise? Is she going to get overtime pay? Is she going to get anything from the state at all? Therapy at the very least? Nope. Nope. Because this is the United States of America. The police only exist to beat the fucking shit out of civilians. That's it. The police exist to propagate violence. They don't exist to stop violence. They don't give a fuck. They only exist to make sure that there's more violence. That's it. It's insane. So anyway, this is like the bravest person I've ever seen. You know, a lot of people say, like, would you run into the fire to save someone or whatever? You don't know until that happens, right? And she is a hero. And, you know, if anyone knows if she has any sort of fundraiser or anything, please send that my way. But again, it's insane that the cops are going to get overtime pay. They're going to get bonuses. They're going to get medals. They're going to get promotions. That's what happens every time the police fuck up. They fall upwards. That's it. And they beat the shit out of parents, tase them, pepper sprayed them, tackle them to the fucking ground. And then they're going to make money doing it. They're going to profit off of terrorizing the population. It's fucking crazy. Did you see the biker gang? I saw that they had they were doing some event or something, like press conference, and there's like bikers that were like, I don't know all of that exactly, but can someone send me more info on that and I'll talk about it tomorrow? But yeah, that's some crazy fucking shit. Crazy fucking shit. All right, and even more news of Republicans are sexual predators. That's a fact. That's a fact. If that triggers you, go fuck yourself. Republicans are child predators. That's a fact. It is objectively true. Conservatives and Republicans are child predators. In order to be a Republican, you are mandated to be a child predator. That's it. That's all you need to know. And Exhibit A for evidence of this is something going on in Ohio. Ohio lawmakers advance trans sports ban with genital checks. This is something I said last year. Last year, I told you the only way, when these bills first started coming out and they, early 2021, I told everyone, literally the only way that any of this is going to be enforceable is with mandatory genital checks for children. I was called crazy. They would never do that. They would never do that. It's symbolic. It's symbolic. They would never want to. Meanwhile, the Republicans like to call any random gay or trans person, even if they've never even seen a kid or been around a kid in like 30 years, they're a groomer. They're a predator. Meanwhile, these same Republicans are mandating that all children who want to play sports, regardless of their cisgender or transgender, are going to have to face mandatory genital inspections. What the fuck? Ohio's House of Representatives passed a bill that would ban transgender girls from school sports and require verification from a doctor if a student's sex is called into question. First of all, why don't they ban transgender men from sports? I'm just curious. Why is it that they're only caring about trans women? I mean, there's some, people that care more about trans, but this is just weird. Why wouldn't they just ban all trans people? Why is it trans women specifically? But okay, so this is the important part. If a student's sex is called into question, all it takes All it takes is one bully to say, oh, I think that person's a tranny. And then they're banned from playing sports until they have a mandatory genital inspection. And I guarantee you, most people that have their sex called into question are just going to give up and do something else. The provision was a last-minute addition to an unrelated bill that passed in a marathon session late on Wednesday, the first day of Pride Month. The bill next goes to a vote in the state Senate when it reconvenes in several months after a recess. The Ohio House's Republican majority took a similar step last year, but that effort ultimately failed. More than half a dozen states have passed or enacted similar provisions this year alone. Unlike most of the others, the Ohio measure would require students whose sex is, quote, disputed to provide a physician statement verifying internal and external reproductive anatomy and other criteria. What? Why on earth do you need to inspect a 7-year-old's fucking body like that if they want to play soccer? Like, that's insane. That's insane. But Republicans are like, oh yeah, can we take pictures? How else do you prove it? Get a doctor's note? Well, we don't, what if the doctor is a groomer? Well, we need pictures. Can we get some pictures? That's the next step. Ohio schools that violate the proposed rules could face lawsuits. These provisions target a handful of Ohio students and their families who simply want to play sports like everyone else. LGBTQ rights group Equality Ohio said in a statement, the Ohio School Association that has a transgender policy in place for 10 years, during which there have been fewer than 20 transgender girls approved to play high school sports. 20. That's it. There's not, what? Conservative Republican proponents of such legislation argue it is necessary to give girls a level playing field in sports. It's necessary to examine all the genitals of all the kids so that they can play soccer in 3rd grade. Makes sense. Checks out with me. But everyone else are the predators? Democrats and other opponents say the laws are harmful, unnecessary, and unjustly target an already marginalized, vulnerable group. No shit. But are Democrats going to do anything about it? Nope. Not a single Democrat's going to do a single thing about it, I guarantee you. But again, isn't it insane that this is the party of calling out groomers? Ah! And now they want to make it so that everyone that plays sports has to go through mandatory genital inspections. Hey, all I'm telling you is if you live in Ohio, and when this bill becomes law, tell your kids to call everyone's sex in question. Make everyone go through it. Because that's the only way people are going to do anything about it. If it's only the weirdos and the freaks and the trannies that have to go through it, no one's going to care. But if the only thing that needs to happen is that there needs to be someone to call their sex in question, just do like a Secret Santa program. Call everyone's sex in question. Make everyone go through it. Because then, maybe these students would boycott this fucking shit. Maybe some parents, after their cisgender child has to get rubbed up by a random physician, maybe then they'll do something about it. But we already know that, almost all the time, these sex disputes happen. They're cis people. They're people that didn't even, they're not even trans. Maybe they're a girl and they've got shortish hair. So, they're a tranny. That's all these people do. They're bullies. They're freaks. They're sexual predators. They're child predators. And they need to get the fuck out of here. Republicans, in my opinion, should not be allowed to have children. Republicans should not be allowed to raise children. Republicans are freaks. They're evil. They should not be allowed anywhere near a school. They are fucking crazy psychopaths. That's all I need to say. Fuck them. It's insane. It's crazy shit. Alright, folks, that's pretty much it for the news portion of the program. I'm gonna make today's show a little shorter than average. So, just throwing that out there. So hopefully everyone's having a good day. I'm gonna do a movie review in a couple minutes here. But, I got, apparently, according to YouTube, I've got 33 viewers. That's what YouTube is telling me. Oh, I got 32. Someone left. Fuck them. And I notice that of these 30-something people that are watching this show every day, only about a third of them watch my Doom stream. Yesterday, I think I peaked at around 14 viewers on my Doom stream. What the fuck is the matter with you people? Like, I know y'all come up with your own pretend, make-believe excuses. Oh, my fucking, my dog ate my homework. Oh, the sun was in my eyes. Oh, my kid called in sick. Oh, the bird pooped on my windshield. Really? Really? Let's be honest. Y'all are missing bangers. Y'all are missing some fucking bangers. So, just throwing that out there. Throwing that out there. But, do whatever you want. I don't care. Cooking with the Bitch was on Friday, yesterday. Check that out if you missed it. Cooking with the Bitch is going to be back on Wednesday for next week. So... there you go. The soup is good. It is good. Anyone who doesn't like fucking soup is a fucking bastard. Could you imagine a hypothetical person, purely hypothetical, that would think, oh, cream of mushroom, unless they're a vegan, right? Then it's fine, right? But, like, these motherfuckers, they're like, ugh, soup is so gross. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Can you put it in cans? If I knew how, and if I didn't have to deal with the FDA, I would. If there's ever an Above It All meetup, we're going to do Cooking with the Bitch live. And the audience will be able to eat the food that I make. That's on the menu for the potential Above It All meetup. So throwing that out there. Yeah, I need to find a vegan cream of mushroom alternative, but I have not actually honestly looked for one at the moment. The new Tesla movie with Ethan Hawke, that's the last movie I saw. Otherwise, I'd rather go play basketball. I got like an itchy lip. What is this? I got something going on my lip. What's happening? I haven't looked at this yet, but I'm seeing something about how monkeypox is spread through meat. So, that's funny. Honestly, if you're eating meat and you get monkeypox, hey, I'm just saying, go fuck yourself. You deserve it. Go fuck yourself. Do I like tomato soup? Tomato soup is so bland. Sometimes when I make a soup, I'll make soup with tomato sauce as a base. But just tomato soup? Shit. It's garbage. It's too bland. Alright, so anyway. Yesterday, I watched a film. A Netflix film. Called Voices. AKA Don't Listen. There's two titles for this movie. I guess because Americans, I don't know, didn't want to watch a movie called Voices, so they changed it to Don't Listen. This is a horror movie. A horror film, I should say. It's a film. It's a Spanish film in Spain, Spanish. And basically it's about parents that fix up houses. They buy this new house, a fixer-upper. Turns out, yikes, it's a haunted house. You know, that's unfortunate. You know what I mean? Yikes, right? You ever buy a house and then, shit, there's ghosts in this bitch? Well, that's what happened. The thing about this movie that I thought was super interesting is that it kind of sets itself up like it's going to be like one of those standard, oh, there's ghosts and the kid deals with the ghosts kind of things. Spoiler alert, by the way, if this is even remotely interesting to you, stop it now. I mean, it doesn't really matter that much, but spoiler alert, though. So it starts off like a really run-of-the-mill ghost story, you know, oh, the kid's talking to the ghost, blah, blah, blah. But, like, I shit you not, in the first 20 minutes, the kid dies. I was shocked. I was surprised, because I thought that the whole movie would be the kid dealing with the voices, and then there'd be, like, a climax, like, an hour and a half in. But, no, the kid dies in, like, the first 20 minutes. The ghosts fucking murder the kid. That's cool. I'm in. That's subverting the expectations. So I thought that was cool. So I just want to say, I'm in. Killing the kid in the first 20 minutes, I didn't see it coming. I'm in. But anyway, so the dad, you know, there's a dad, there's a mom, there's a kid, you know, a typical family. And so the kid dies, gets killed by the ghosts. And then the mom is like, I can't live here anymore. And she goes to stay with her parents. And the dad's like, well, I got to fix this fucking house up and sell it ASAP, right? Because they invested all their money into this house or whatever. And then, like, while he's there alone, he hears, like, a voice recording of his kid saying, help me, daddy, help me. You know, the movie is called Voices, right? So, or Don't Listen, you know, but Voices. So it's got voices. So he, like, records a message to his wife or something, like, just on the phone, like, oh, I hope you're doing okay. Plays it back and hears, help me, daddy. So he's like, oh, shit, some ghosts. That's crazy. So then he goes, like, to some, like, bookstore and harasses, like, an author that, like, wrote a book about ghosts and says, yo, I got this ghost situation going on, killed my kid, come on over to my house. And then the author is like, all right. So then the author and his daughter, new characters, just start sleeping over at this guy's house. Now, keep in mind, the mother is still staying with her parents, right? Because she doesn't want to be there with the, you know, the dead kid house. And then they're like, the daughter of the author is like, this whole ghost thing, kind of stupid, but whatever. And then eventually they find out the ghosts are real. That's crazy. And eventually the mother comes over to visit, right? She comes over to, you know, see just how he's doing or whatever. Tries to get him to leave, but, you know, he has to fix up the fixer-upper because otherwise, you know, what are you going to buy a house, don't fix it, and then just sell it at, like, and, you know, oh, yeah, by the way, we bought this house, our kid died, and here you go. That's going to fuck up the, you know, at least fix it up. Maybe you'll break even, right? So the mother comes over, and she, like, goes into the kid's room at some point, dead, killed her. The ghost fucking killed her. The mother comes over to say hello. Not even like half an hour she's in the house. The ghost fuck her up. I was like, damn! That's crazy! Like, I thought that she would, like, maybe come back at the end of the movie. Like, again, they're subverting the expectations of this movie. I thought it was pretty good, based on that alone. So anyway, the author and the father and the author's daughter, you know, look around to like figure out what the fuck's going on. Eventually they find out that there's like a witch that was buried in the basement. They burn the witch's corpse, and then, whoa, the day is solved. And then the father is like, oh shit, well, my wife's dead, my kid's dead, I'm gonna sit in my kid's room and just look at my kid's drawings on the walls. And so he finds out that the kid, apparently before the movie started, was drawing pictures of all the events that happened in the movie. So the kid was being told something in the voices and drew pictures based on what the ghosts were saying. And then he's like, oh shit, look, here's my wife hanging out the window. Here's like, you know, this happening, that happening. And then he sees a photo and he's like, right? So then he walks out to the pool, because the kid drowned in a pool, by the way. That's how they died. They drowned in a pool. And so he goes out there with a shotgun and blows his fucking brains out. Whoa! Talk about triggered. Am I right, people? But anyway, so then like the ending scene is like his corpse in the pool with the gun. And then there's like a photo, like the drawing of the kid. And the kid drew a picture of his dad drowning him. So it turns out that the whole time the dad killed the kid, and the ghosts, like, you know, they use flies that go into your brain or something to mind control you. So the ghosts controlled the father to kill the kid, and he's like, I can't live knowing that. So he blows his fucking brains out. Damn. I thought that this movie was pretty decent. I like ghost movies. I like them. You know, it's not scary. You know, I've watched so many horror movies. I've lived through so many traumatic events. I'm not scared by something like this. But I think that I like the story genre. I like the you know, the way that these stories go. So I checked it out. It was okay. I thought that it was interesting that they killed the kid at the very start. I thought that that was cool. And so if that's anything interesting to you, if this is like a genre you're into at all, check it out. Voses, aka Don't Listen, only on Netflix. It's a Netflix exclusive, apparently. Not bad. What is this on my lip? Does anyone see like a discoloration? What is that? Did I like bite my lip too hard? I don't know, man. You watched Possessor recently? How was it? I thought that movie was pretty decent. Like the fucking parts where like the motherfuckers are like, right? Like they're just fucking up people's bodies. It's gory as hell. It's a bump? That's fucked up. Tumor? Shit. Whew. But yeah, that's my show for today. I'd like to say thank you all for watching. I appreciate everyone watching. I think that that's cool. I think it's cool that people watch my show. I thought there was will be a dick scene. I mean, they tease you, but there is dick and cock. And I think that that's very interesting. Perfumer Story of Murder. All right. It's on the mental list. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I'm going to go enjoy the rest of my day. And I will see y'all tomorrow. By the way, you're cool, that's why we watch you. Apparently, I'm not cool enough to watch the Doom stream. By the way, go watch the archive. But today is, in fact, the weekend. So enjoy yourself. Yeah!
really bad for you.
I'm about to be 34 and I have no family. Because my dad had 2 kids by the time he was 27.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, you know what the problem is, though? It's definitely not me. I think it's everybody else. I'm about to be 30.
And then they have cans of soup. And they throw the cans of soup. That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick, it's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? And then when they get caught, they say, no, this is soup from my family. They're so innocent. This is soup from my family. It's incredible. And you have people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup, and they lay it on the ground, and the anarchists take it and they start throwing it at our cops, at our police. And if it hits you, that's worse than a brick because it's got force. It's the perfect size. It's made perfect. And when they get caught, they say, no, this is just soup from my family. And then the media says, this is just soup. These people are very, very innocent. They're innocent people.
I don't know who created Pokemon Go, but I'm trying to figure out how we get them to have Pokemon go to the polls.
Here I am, Nancy Pelosi, saying this country needs a strong Republican Party. Nancy Pelosi saying this country needs a strong Republican Party, and we do.
It is time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day. Every day it is time for us to agree